The restaurant was quiet in the way only very expensive places ever were. Not peaceful quiet, but controlled quiet. The kind where forks touched plates softly, voices stayed low, and even laughter felt rehearsed. The Obsidian Room was not a place for mistakes. It was a place where powerful people came to feel important and undisturbed. The lights were dim, the air smelled of wine and polished wood, and every table looked like it belonged in a magazine. Odetta Bennett moved between the tables carefully, balancing a tray of glasses with practiced ease. Her feet ached inside her worn non-slip shoes, and her back felt stiff from standing all day. She had worked since early morning and still had hours to go. Her uniform was clean and pressed, her blonde hair pulled back tight, her face calm even though her body begged for rest. At 24, she had learned that showing weakness was a luxury she couldn't afford. She was invisible here, and that was usually a good thing. "Bennett," Henry hissed from across the room. "Table 4 needs wine. Now." "Yes," Odetta said quietly. Henry was the floor manager, short-tempered and sharp-eyed, always watching for mistakes. One wrong move in this restaurant didn't mean a warning. It meant you were gone. Odetta picked up the bottle and headed toward the center of the room. That was when the crying began. At first, it was faint, almost easy to ignore. A few guests shifted in their seats. Someone sighed. Odetta froze for half a second. She recognized that sound. It wasn't annoyance. It wasn't boredom. It was panic. The crying grew louder. Forks stopped moving. Conversations faded. Heads turned. At the most expensive table in the room sat Ethan Caldwell. Everyone knew him. Billionaire, tech genius, investor, widower. He had the kind of presence that made people straighten their posture without realizing it. But right now, he looked nothing like the powerful man on magazine covers. Standing beside him was his son. The boy couldn't have been older than 4. He wore a tiny suit that looked uncomfortable. His cheeks flushed red. His fists clenched so tight his knuckles were pale. He screamed with his whole body, gasping for air between cries, eyes wide and frantic as if the room itself were attacking him. Ethan crouched beside him, his voice tight. "Leo, please, please sit down, just for a little while. I want mommy," the boy screamed. The words slammed into the room like a dropped plate. Everyone knew Ethan's wife had died years ago in a car accident. Some guests looked away, embarrassed. Others watched with open curiosity. The crying didn't stop. A glass tipped over and shattered. Leo slid out of his chair and curled on the floor, pressing his hands over his ears, rocking back and forth as he screamed. This wasn't a tantrum. It was fear so big his body didn't know what to do with it. "This is unacceptable," a woman whispered nearby. Henry rushed over, his face dark. "Mr. Caldwell, perhaps it would be best if..." Security started forward. Odetta felt her chest tighten. She didn't see a misbehaving child. She saw herself. She didn't think. She set her tray down and walked past the guards. "Ma'am," one of them said. She didn't stop. She knelt on the floor, ignoring the cold water soaking into her pants and the sharp sting of glass near her knee. She didn't touch the boy. She didn't look at the billionaire. She lowered herself to Leo's level. "It's really loud in here," she whispered. The screaming paused for half a second. "The lights buzz," Odetta said gently. "The sounds crash into you all at once. It hurts. Leo peeked at her through his fingers. Odetta hummed softly, a low, steady sound. She tapped her fingers against the floor in a slow rhythm. 1, 2, 1, 2. Leo's breathing slowed. His rocking softened. He crawled toward her and pressed his face into her shoulder, sobbing quietly now instead of screaming. The entire restaurant watched in disbelief. Ethan stood frozen, his heart pounding. For the first time since his wife's death, someone else had reached his son when he couldn't. The moment shattered when Henry grabbed Odetta's arm and yanked her up. "What do you think you're doing?" he hissed. Leo cried out again. "Let go of her," Ethan said. His voice wasn't loud, but it carried. Henry froze. "She helped him," Ethan continued, "more than anyone has in months." Henry backed away, furious. Ethan dropped a black card onto the table. "We're leaving." As Ethan carried Leo out, the boy looked back. "Bye, magic lady," he whispered. Odetta smiled, her throat tight. She was fired before the night ended. Henry didn't care about the tip. He cared about control. "You embarrassed this restaurant," he said. "Get out." The rain soaked her hair as she walked home. Her apartment was dark and cold. The eviction notice was taped to the door. She slid down the wall and stared at the ultrasound photo on her nightstand. "I'm trying," she whispered. The next morning, she had nowhere to go. That's when the black SUV pulled up beside her. Inside, a man showed her a video of Leo screaming under a table. "He hasn't stopped," the man said. "He wants you." An hour later, Odetta stood inside a mansion. Leo stopped crying the moment he saw her. Ethan watched like he was seeing a miracle. He offered her a job, a place to live. She said yes. Days passed. Then weeks. Leo laughed again. He slept through the night. He trusted. Odetta listened. Ethan watched from a distance, torn between gratitude and something deeper. But secrets don't stay buried. Behind locked doors waited truth. A storm came. The power failed. A child disappeared. Odetta ran without thinking. She chose love over fear. And when the storm finally passed, when lies drowned and the night grew quiet again, one thing was clear. Money couldn't calm a crying child. Power couldn't replace comfort. But kindness could change everything. The billionaire learned that night what Odetta had always known. Sometimes all a child needs is someone who listens. And sometimes the poorest people have the most love to give. Life inside the mansion felt unreal to Odetta, like she had stepped into someone else's dream. The house was too quiet, too large, too perfect. Every sound echoed. Every hallway seemed endless. That first night, she lay awake in a guest room, listening for Leo's cries even when the house was silent. Leo woke before sunrise with a soft whimper. Odetta reached him before she realized she had moved. He sat up, clutching his blanket, eyes wide. "You came back," he whispered. She sat beside him and said, "I'm here. I'm not going anywhere." He leaned against her and fell asleep. That became their rhythm. Leo followed Odetta everywhere. He loved the garden where sounds felt gentle. They floated paper boats in the fountain, practiced slow breathing, and shared quiet moments. Odetta never rushed him. She listened. Ethan watched from a distance, hiding behind work and silence. One night, he sat on the floor while Odetta read to Leo. Leo leaned on her but reached for his father's finger. Ethan said nothing, but his eyes filled. not everyone welcomed Odetta. Vanessa Sterling arrived one afternoon, polished and cold. She warned Odetta not to get too comfortable. Leo hid behind Odetta's LGA charity event. Noise filled the house. Odetta kept Leo upstairs until Vanessa cornered her, whispered something cruel, and slipped a bracelet into Odetta's pocket. Moments later, Vanessa accused her of stealing. Security rushed in. Ethan looked at Odetta, then said calmly, "She's lying." Vanessa was sent away, but Ethan refused to explain. That night, something felt wrong. Days later, a storm hit. Wind screamed, power flickered, and Ethan warned Odetta to avoid the east wing. Leo disappeared. Odetta found him holding a diary that revealed a hidden truth. A twin sister, a secret search, a death that wasn't an accident. A portrait on the wall showed Odetta's face. When Ethan returned, soaked from the storm, he admitted he had known and hired her to draw out a killer. Before he could explain more, the power failed. Leo was taken. Odetta ran to the boathouse. Henry stood there holding Leo with Uncle Robert behind him. The truth became clear. Henry threw Leo toward Odetta. She caught him and fell. A gun jammed. A flare burned. Robert fell into the water, lost to the storm. Police arrived. Henry was arrested in the ambulance. Ethan held Odetta's hand. "Your family," he said. "The DNA test confirmed it." Odetta looked at Leo sleeping against her chest and felt whole. Months later, the restaurant closed. A foundation opened in its place. Odetta walked through the garden as Leo laughed ahead of her. Ethan joined her. "I used to think money could fix everything," he said. "And now?" she asked. "Now I know better." Leo hugged them both. "I'm not lucky," he said. "I'm loved." And Odetta knew the crying child had changed everything. Not because he screamed, but because someone listened.